Happy Saturday. I'm excited. I'm doing some dream interpretations with my guest, Vanessa the Dream Medium. She is amazing. She is a wonderful psychic medium. Her energy is wonderful. I absolutely love her. Vanessa! Oh, hold on. Let me add Vanessa. Hi, thank you guys for hopping on. I appreciate it so much. On. We're talking dreams today, dream interpretations. This is the second time that I have her on. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi.
So happy to see you.
I know. I'm so happy to see you. I love talking to you.
I know. Me too. I love it. Even when I message you, I love it.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel that energy. Even just leading up to this, I was feeling it already. I'm like, yes, let's do it.
Vanessa's here. Well, so how have you been? Let me just check in with you. How's everything going for you?
Good. Really, really good. I just got over COVID like a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of crazy. But I'm good. I'm better now. Thank God.
I know. I'm glad that you're feeling well. I didn't even know you had COVID because I took a social media break. I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't really post it, and then you know how I am with my reels. I just post funny crap all the time. And so I recorded, just all of these videos prior. And so while I was sick, I was just releasing one every day, so nobody knew.
That's how you got to do it. Just keep doing your thing, keep putting it out there. I see some of your reels. I'm like, oh my God. Like every morning, like if I'm on my way to work, I get on the train, there's already a reel up by Vanessa.
It's so much fun doing it. And then I make people laugh and I get all these messages like, you make my day. I look forward to seeing your reels in the morning. And it's just, you know what? We need a laugh. We need a laugh. It's good for our soul. There's just
Yeah.
no time to be upset about anything. Let's just laugh.
You just
So,
have to you got to keep living and laughing. And especially during this time where everybody's getting that COVID.
yes.
We don't have time for this. Like, enough with this energy. We need the world back.
Yeah.
So I do have two people that did volunteer to hop on here. One of them, I think she is in here. Let me make sure because we're probably just gonna start with her. Her name is Lisa. I
Okay.
do see medium rare with Lisa here. Lisa, if you're here, I just want to confirm that you're here before I add you. Because we're gonna get into it. Vanessa and I are gonna interpret some dreams. We had a whole episode together where we spoke about what she does because this is the first dream medium that I ever met, actually. Like I've heard of you, but I haven't met someone like you.
Mhm.
I also have a friend, somebody that jumps on here too or whatever, that said that she had a reading with you. She had a session with you and she loved it. And I love her and I'm so happy when she told me that. I got so happy about that.
Oh, that's good. It makes me happy.
Hold on, let's add Lisa on because Lisa's gonna share one of her why can't I add you, Lisa? Can you send me a request? It's not letting me add her. Let me see. Nope. It's telling me to remove her, but it's not letting me add her.
That's not nice, Instagram.
Oh, wait. She did send me a request. It's right here. It's right here. I'm accepting it. Let's see if Lisa's
Is
gonna
it
be able
working?
to connect
Is
here.
it working?
Lisa!
Hi! It's like so crazy. Hopefully the lights are, and I didn't put on makeup for you. I know earlier when we messaged, I said
That's
I
all right.
would. Just little. I can put a filter on though. Here, I can put a filter on.
Girl, you're good.
See, what filter should I use? Anyways, I won't put a filter on. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. Are you staying warm? Because it's freezing outside.
We're in New York. Vanessa, I don't think Vanessa's going through any.
Uh,
Vanessa, where are you?
it's cold, San Antonio, which is weird because
Oh.
it's hot and then all of a sudden it gets 30 like in a few hours. And that's cold for us. I don't know.
Wow.
We're freezing in New York.
It is freezing over here. It is.
Oh,
But at least the COVID numbers, I think they're going down. So, but anyway.
Well, I'm leaving for LA on the 5th because I'm working the Super Bowl. So I cannot get sick. I cannot get COVID. I am so excited for this opportunity. It's not even funny.
Oh, that's great, Lisa. Congrats. Like, just
awesome.
stay home until you leave.
I am. I am.
No, just don't put energy into it. You know, just don't feed into it. Like, let's not make that grow. Let's not attract to our lives.
Crack that.
But Lisa, really quickly, Medium Rare with Lisa is actually a podcast, right? Where you discuss.
Well, Medium Rare with Lisa is the show where I interviewed mediums and psychics, and then the Fitness Diaries podcast is the podcast. And I wasn't
okay.
sure which page I was going to come on to, so I came on this one.
All right. Well, we're happy you're here.
Awesome.
I'm happy you invited me.
I'm glad that you were willing to come on, because not everybody. You do this all the time, but there's some people that don't do it all the time, and they get a little nervous and stuff like that.
Right.
And I can relate. It took me forever to do a live. So, but Lisa, please share with us your dream so that we could try to interpret this for you.
So there was a situation that happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is why this is not making any sense to me. So there was a very bad situation that happened. Someone passed away. That person ruined a relationship. Hopefully that relationship gets fixed. Now, the person that's still here, there was everything's on the table. Whatever. 2 nights after our first fight, after everything came on the table,
Mm-hmm.
he has been in my dreams consistently, and the dreams are they're very they're very close dreams. They're not intimate, but there's lots of like, he's not speaking to me in the dream. He's just like hugging me in the dream. And then sometimes he comes up behind me and hugs me. And then it goes into like the same dream. And then there's a table and there's money on the table. And then it goes back to it's recurring. It's the same like 2 or 3 dreams recurring with this one person and I can't stop the dreams. It's kind of is making me crazy.
So can I jump in?
Yeah, but
Okay.
yes.
So like recurring dreams, every time you have a recurring dream, that means that you need to learn something. Okay. And what is happening in that relationship that you need to learn? Like it's repeating itself, obviously. And I think also there needs to be an energetic disconnection between you and him, as well. Because
there is.
Yeah, because he's just being very comfortable with just kind of hugging you and touching you, and obviously you don't want that. So obviously clearing that energy as well, cutting those cords, and you can always do this by yourself. Like you can do this to yourself, like actually cutting those cords and asking God for assistance and healing your whole body. But you have to cut that in the front, in the back, on the sides, and just vision that, just cutting those cords. Like just think of those connections and you're cutting it and it's gone, it's separating, and then God, like, or if I don't know what you use, like God or higher power or
universe, angels,
universe.
higher side.
And just doing that, and that will help. But in the dream, if you're dreaming about him so much and it's like the same scene is just happening,
it like kind of changes a little bit.
What is that about that relationship that you need to learn, because you're not learning something, and they keep showing this to you for you to learn. So what happened in that relationship that was bothering you or ended?
Well, it was the person who passed had said things that I didn't say to him, and then literally when she passed, and then I was doing something, and then he sent me a message and he went off. And I'm like, it's about time. And then I, of course, went off, and everybody was friends. There's no romance in any of this. And then I was like, this is what I have to say. This is what happened. Whatever, whatever, whatever. You know where to find me if you want to discuss this further. You know, I go on like, not much I can do. It's on the table. And then about 2 or 3 nights later, he was in my dream. And then it happened again. It happened like consistently for the first few nights, and then it stopped, and then it's been coming back. And it's literally, I don't know if I actually thought it was like his higher self or soul, like trying to apologize. That's why I was getting a hug. Or I didn't know, but it doesn't, they're not stopping. And I keep asking, like, can you give, why are you doing this? Like, I just want it's consistent. It's not stopping.
There's just a lot of energy there that is, and it's making me anxious. like I feel it in here. I'm like, oh, it's just like, it's a lot that needs to be cut, like just ended, like separated, like close that, whatever that is, close it, ignore it, and let it go. However that you need to do that, you need to do it, because it's just coming in too much.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's something like within that relationship or within that situation that you haven't really like looked at. Is there something like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we go through things and then we kind of like, I don't want to deal with this right now. We kind of put it over there.
Well,
It keeps coming up as something that we're supposed to look at and learn from, but we're not.
Well, I know that I was very hurt in the situation. You know, this woman had cancer. I helped her, and
Yeah.
she did something that was not okay. And I don't know why she did that. And I had to, for the first couple of weeks, like did a lot of meditation. I, you know, lit the sage, wrote letters. Like, I don't understand. Like, you know, you do all that stuff. And then when he started coming into my dreams, I'm like, okay, so at first I thought, oh, maybe it's his higher self coming in to apologize and try and communicate. But it's basically, there are 3 dreams. They just keep repeating itself. And it's just like, it's like at least 2 or 3 times a week.
But what is the dream? Like what is happening in it? Like,
so normally the one dream was just kind of like sitting talking, and then he just gives me a big embrace, but I don't know what we're talking about. And then the other dream is he's in my apartment and I'm facing my bed and he's coming up behind me with an embrace. And then the other one is I hear him and there's money on the table. That's for you, take that. Where is that coming from? But these dreams are consistent. Like 2 or 3 times a week, I have the same dream. I don't understand.
have you forgiven her?
No, I don't know if I will. I'm trying to.
That's coming in. Like the word
I'm trying to.
is coming in, and he wants you to forgive her. And I think that's a big piece of you moving on from this, because we do not have control of what other people do. Whatever they choose to do in life, we don't have control over, right? But we all go through stuff. We all make mistakes, you know. And I think that's your piece right there, is to forgive, and then you.
I'm trying to do, because a lot of us, I have my one friend who's like, try and forgive her, because she, you know, you look at it, but then I think that like he believes her, so, but and not it doesn't. I know. But I will say, having that conversation and getting it all out is fabulous. Like when you've been waiting months and months and months and months and months. And so that's also a thing that I thought of, was maybe like, okay, maybe these dreams were that it all came out and then I was supposed to reach out and I didn't know. So it's interesting. So I will work harder on forgiving her.
Have you dreamt with her though? Has she popped up in your
Before
dream?
she died, I did. Before she died, I had 3 dreams of her. One was she was outside at a pool. I mean, I still remember, and she had her phone, and she posted February 6th on like stories, but this was a dream. And then there was another dream where he and I and her were in her room where she lives. She had sweats on, and she said she was going to Seattle, and the two of us just looked at each other. And I'm from Seattle, so I did dream about her a couple times before she passed.
Hmm. That's interesting too, though.
Yeah, that is.
Before she passed.
Before she passed. And normally when someone passes, or I know someone they're dying, normally they do come to me in a dream like the night before. Like even sometimes celebrity. Oh, it's so weird.
That's cool.
This happens to you a lot?
Yeah, it does. I think it's also because I've been meditating so much that I think I'm starting to open up more. Because I see a lot of like lights coming through the side of my eyes, and I've gotten all that stuff checked. So a lot of times my dreams, sometimes things happen. It kind of freaks me out, and then I back away from it.
Yeah, that's pretty common. A lot of people have dreams, and that's where we get our messages is through these dreams. It's just understanding your language, and everybody has different languages. And so you have to really, take note in what they mean. So every time you have a dream, it's good to just journal it, write it down, put the date on it. And you'll see sometimes something happens in the future that you dreamt, a while back, or if it's a reoccurring dream, see the themes in it. I hear music in mine sometimes. I hear literal words. I hear different languages, see different places, different colors, planets. I mean, it's so intense. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard music. I've fallen before in dreams.
Yeah.
And you wake up and you're like,
just kidding.
So besides forgiving her, is there anything else that I'm supposed to do regarding the dreams or learn from the dream that I keep having?
That's the big piece that I heard was forgiveness with her.
Okay.
My question, what I want to know too, though, before, I want to ask you, Lisa, though, are you in communication with him now?
No.
Or you guys
after the,
because you speak about you're feeling like he's apologizing. Are you like maybe energetically too, like putting it out that you're
well, when I
get this apology in?
Well, when I basically he honestly doesn't really, it's not really him that needs to give the apology. It's actually him that needs to sit down and say, okay, this is A, B, and C. Because to me, when someone tells, like, I'll use my friend Julie. If someone told Julie something about me, she would pick up the phone and be like, I heard this, da 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 da. That's not what happened. He sided with her.
Right.
And there's no romance. There's none of, she worked for him. We were friends. I helped support. I don't want to get too much into detail.
Yeah. I wonder if it's what's triggering you, like where the lesson is at. Like, what is it that, you know what I'm saying? That gets you so upset, like that really affects you.
Because she lied about me. She told someone things that I didn't say or do. And that person believed it. And then where I was like, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you ask? Why didn't you do that? Well, she was my publicist and friend. She would never lie to me. Well, she did. And then, of course, me being me, without taking a step back to breathe, I just vented. I said, and he knows everything I know now, which were some things that I probably shouldn't have known, but he now knows. So he knows I'm not lying.
Right.
But it's just a whole sad, frustrating thing. And I looked at the dreams at first like he was, because I would ask, you know, when I would meditate, help with this situation, clearing whatever, let me do what I need to do. I will step back and go do my thing, won't go to this, won't do that, won't, you know. So when they started happening, I looked at it as it was him, like his higher self apologizing. But then they weren't stopping, and they haven't stopped. She passed on Christmas. So I would say like the first week in January is when the dream started and it's been like this 2 or 3 days a week. The same couple dreams just keep rotating.
Yeah, what are you picking up, Vanessa? Because I'm picking up like it's more so about like coming to peace with that, like kind of like letting that situation go at this point.
It's heavy. It's a lot.
She's not here. Like, yeah.
It's heavy. You have to like let it go. Like you have to forgive and let it go. And I know it's hard. It's easier said than done, right? But
yeah,
that is a big piece you have to do. And when you do that, you will feel so much better and relieved and peaceful within yourself that none of that matters. You know, what's done is done, and you have to move on from that. And so when you genuinely forgive from your heart space, take that time. I know you said you meditate, really sit with that in your heart space and just forgive that. Whatever that was said, done, let it go and just release it. You will feel so much better.
Yeah, because I'm trying and I'm not doing a good job of it.
You're just holding on to it. You just really need to let it go.
Yeah, and it hasn't even been like a month that she's transitioned. So, I mean, the energy, that's why Vanessa too, it's like very heavy still. You know, like they're not fully like, you know, gone. Like I want to say like all the way on that.
I hear different things on that. So you think when people pass, they're still not completely on the other side yet?
My belief is no.
Okay.
Not right away.
I think for me, I think it's different for everyone. But they're not, I mean, they're obviously greeted immediately with an angel and with their past loved ones. They're not alone when they transition. But yeah, they go through life reviews and are, you know, there's no sense of time. So whatever feels like, you know, 5 minutes here, maybe like, you know, 50 hours over there. I don't know. It's all different. But yeah, it does take time.
So do you believe in because this is like so fun when you start talking about death, I get so fascinated by it, even though it scares me. Like, so when you have the life review, like, do people like feel all the emotion? Like, I hear so many different things on that. Like, do they feel all the emotions at everyone, like situations? Like,
what spirit has showed me in a dream, because I always wanted to know the transition. They showed me that when you're in that transition or you're on the other side, you're like celebrated. Like you see everything that you have done, everything that you've accomplished, everything. I mean, the good and the bad, right? And the big thing is, what did you learn from those mistakes that you did, right? But mainly it's a celebration. It is like a happy moment. It is like it's a really good experience to see that, because I got to see it. And then like after that's done and you talked about what you learned and what you saw, whatever you experienced, then you're like moved on into this bigger area with everyone that you know, and everyone, like, I mean, people that you don't even know, because they were beyond, like, they're ancient, like, people, great grandmothers, ancestors, you know. So
Ancestors.
yeah. And so it's just it's such a happy feeling. And that's why I used to be scared of death, and I'm not. I'm not anymore. I'm just not. I just seen the other side, and it's happy, and it's a nice place to be, and it doesn't feel dense at all. You know, here it's very tough to live here. You know, it's just you're constantly dealing with all kinds of things here, and over there you're not. It's like a purest form of feeling. it's just all love, and that's love is the highest vibration to be in.
I love that. It kind of made me like want to cry. I love that.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much for
Thank
sharing.
you.
Thank you.
I know that we have somebody else in here that wants
All right,
to
I'm
share.
gonna log out. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Oh my God.
That got deep.
When I talk from my heart space, I'm like, oh, I feel it. It just.
Yeah, I used to have Sin, if you're still in here, let me know so I could add you. When I was growing up, I always had fear of death too. Until like, you know, I finally like really learned about like what was going on with me. So now I don't have fear of it. Like now I'm just like, all right, you know,
Yeah.
like a surrender. Like we're all heading that way. At some point it's going to happen. I don't know when.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I just like, all right. But while I'm here, you know, I'm like, I have things to do and things I want to experience and, you know, connections I want to make. So I'm just focused like on that.
Yep. Things
So,
to learn.
and that's it. So, but I do believe one other thing that I wanted to say, because I know you mentioned, well, she mentioned like the life review, but our belief is too, like my belief is too, is that when you do transition and they start showing you like the things that you have learned, because, you know, the belief is like, we came here to learn lessons and sometimes we don't learn everything. And this is why I'm always like, I need to learn everything now because I need a break. Right.
Yeah.
But-
It'll repeat itself.
Yeah, that some people actually, when you transition too, like you go to kind of like therapy on that side, like from stuff that you experienced here.
Mhm.
So anyway, I'm gonna add Sweetest Sin. Let me see if I could add her. And I can't. I don't know what the story is.
Aw.
Sin, can you send me a request to join the live? Sweetest Sin. I don't know what the thing is. Usually you just like, you know, push somebody's name and then it'll say like add them. It's Instagram. All right, well, Instagram is getting on my nerves right now.
Come on, get it together, Instagram.
I'm gonna get Sweetest Sin on here because I love her and I'm so glad that she's willing to share a dream with us.
Yay.
And I just accepted it. And Sin,
Hey,
how are you, Sin? Sin, it's Vanessa.
hi Vanessa, nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you. Awesome. Okay, give us the dream in detail as much as you can.
So I have this it's a variation of pretty much like the same dream with my mom, and it started since the summer, where it has to do with a wedding. And I think it's my wedding because in the dream she's like looking at dresses, she's looking at just like things having to do with a wedding. And I feel like, I don't know, is she trying to like prepare me for something? I take it as like no matter what, like she's always going to be there, and I know in the future that's going to be a very important day for me. But yeah, every time I have this dream, it's either I'm getting ready in the dream, like it's the actual day and she's there by my side, or we're looking at dresses together, and it feels so real. Like I wake up and I just think, like, did that really just happen? In the dream, I don't know, you know, who I'm getting married to. So like that's also like a mystery that I wake up and I'm like, who am I getting married to? You know? And it's something that I feel like every time I dream with her, I want to know more. Like I want to know like what is going on. Is she giving me clues? Like what is she trying to communicate with me?
That makes me want to cry.
Oh my God, I love that. I'm here like, oh my God, I love that.
It is so like loving, like so like even in the biggest moments in your life, your mom's there. Like, do you understand that? Like that is like no matter what you do in life, she's gonna be there. You know? Oh, you're gonna make me cry. But that's a big happy moment, getting married. It's so much love tied into that, and just a big life event. And to have, we all want our parents there, right? Because that's just a big deal. It's our family. And just to know that no matter what you do in life, no matter how big the event is or small, your mom's there. Like, that's amazing to know that. I love that.
I love it too. Sin, you good?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm just so like, I love it. Like, that's
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you got to dream something like this. Not many people do. So that's so good. Wow.
I look at that too, like, just like my best friend who's like writing in here at this moment, like, also a support, love, and standing by your side. I look at it like
Yes.
she's always there, like, and you know me, I'm always like, they don't go anywhere. Like, they're literally like they may not be here with us physically, but at some point we're not gonna be here physically. You know what I mean? Like, but they're still like there, like your mom is still with you. Like, she's not going anywhere. And maybe she's just trying to show you too that, the day that you do get married, like, she's going to be there 100% by your side, because there's no, get out of your head if you're thinking like it's not, when the hell is this going to happen? Get out of your head. Because that could be an indication too of her saying, hey, like, we don't have to worry about this because this is what's happening and I'm going to be there and it's going to be great. Like, that's how I would interpret that. Like, oh, my mom is still with me. Like, and she's showing me like she's going to be there in like the most important moments. And she's just using marriage because that's something that, she knows that you want at some point.
Yeah.
That's something that means a lot to you. So that's how I interpret that. Like, that's my interpretation, ladies.
That's good. Yeah.
But I love that. I love that for you. And I'm happy that you hopped on here. I had someone else that was supposed to hop on here, and they're not on here. This is what I'm talking about, people. That's why I'm always like, where's my brave souls? Because people be like, yeah, I'm gonna go on, and then they don't show up, or they're like, oh, I don't want to. Does anybody in here that wants to share a dream that's brave enough to hop on this live for a few? Look, it's harmless.
Yeah. This is your chance, guys.
This is your chance. Oh, my best friend will do one. Yay, Liz, thank you. But, all right, so let me wrap up with Sin, though.
I love that, Sin.
Seriously, I appreciate that so much for you to hop on here and share with us. I hope, that helped you a little bit.
Yes, thank you both.
All right, Mom, besitos, girl.
Bye.
I think you got to end it on your end.
How do I do that? Oh, wait.
It's like a little X. Is she on? Can I do it? No. Hold on. She's still on the screen.
It always gets tricky with these things.
IG is just like, really? You know what? Maybe let me see if I could just like, oh, she's off. Okay.
All right.
My friend Luna's like, I don't remember my dreams. Okay, let's bring on Liz. I'm accepting your request, Liz. Here we go. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it so much. Happy birthday, Lynn. My cousin Lynn just hopped in. Happy birthday.
I have to apologize because I look like hell and I was not prepared for this.
Don't worry. I don't care. We just love the fact that you're willing to come on and share a dream with us.
Well, this one Cindy actually heard about like the next day that it happened. And it's not someone that has passed on or whatever. It was someone that was in my life 20 plus years ago. And out of nowhere had like this full on romantic dream with this person. Like, what was it? 2 months ago. Did not go to bed thinking about this person. None of it. And just woke up and this was like a very lifelike dream. And I was like, I haven't thought about you in 1,000 years. Where are you coming from? So Cindy said something like this person, like it was a vibrational what? What was it that you called it?
I
Like
don't even remember.
some sort of connection or
Like maybe like vibrationally, like he was kind of like thinking of you, or
I
you
think
know,
that was exactly what you said. Something like that. And
it kind of like pulled you.
I don't know. It was just out of the clear blue sky.
And what kind of dream was this? Was this like a sex dream? Okay.
It was just, I mean, this happened months ago and it's still sticking with me.
And so, okay. So when we talk about we talk about these types of dreams, usually that's just a part of you and your, I guess, your sexual part of your life, if that's being fulfilled or not. So yeah.
That's why we got this.
As I have family members and friends on this live.
Okay, so you can
It's
answer
just
that,
a dream. It's fine. Go ahead. We're just doing a little interpretation.
you can answer that with, to yourself. You don't have to answer it here, but just think about that, and what's going on in your life, and if that's being fulfilled or not.
It was just wild. Like I said, it came out of the clear blue sky, and I was just like, where did this come from? Why is this happening? All of it.
Yeah.
So could it be like something like a void that needs to be filled, let's say, and it just appears like that way?
It just,
Or is it always like because you dream of someone that you haven't seen in God how long, and they pop up, and let's just say like there's a little intimacy or whatever, a little hugging, whatever.
Whatever.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, is it that? Like, is it always like, as far as sex life, with, as far as what you know, Vanessa, as far as interpretation? Oh, it is.
usually when it's about sex, it's kind of like, well, you have to look at yourself and think, what is going on? Like, are you getting your needs met? Is there something that, you're struggling with in that area? Like, there's some people who are too much. They go from partner to partner to partner, and it's a problem. Or sometimes they just don't want to open that. And we all have our chakras, and the sacral chakra and all of that is a big one, because that's creation. That's, how we produce. So yeah, it's something to think about in your life and see what's going on and how that fits in.
Okay, well, thank you. I got some thinking to do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Liz. I appreciate you. I love you.
Love you too. Now gotta go tend to the child in the shower.
All right. Thanks for hopping on.
How do I disconnect?
There's an X. There's like an X that you just hit. Like, yeah, there you go.
That's so
What is
funny.
happening on this live today?
It went left real quick, right?
You're like, yeah, your sexual needs. I'm like, oh, really? I never thought of that.
Hey, that's what happens. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be open to talk about whatever, especially like relationship. It goes into that all the time. So yeah.
Wow, that's like, if there's anyone in here that would like a dream interpretation, let me know. We still have a little bit more time. But yeah, that was pretty interesting.
These comments are funny.
Triple times, Liz. Oh my God, triple X. Saying thank you.
Awesome.
Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever had a dream with like someone you haven't seen in like a really long time?
Oh, yes. Like, it has, it's happened to me. Even people I don't know. I'm like, who are you? You don't get to mess with me when I'm sleeping. I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, definitely. I can, and I'll talk about it, but even like being in a relationship and not having that connection, like that intimate connection, we just kind of drifted apart. It was kind of being over already. And I started having these dreams, like these sex dreams, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, why am I dreaming of that? And it's kind of like, well, I mean, it makes sense. I'm obviously not connected to him anymore like that. So obviously my needs aren't being met. Why?
Okay.
Like, what is that? Like, why do I feel like I need that? Why is it an issue?
I don't know.
So it's just, some things to think about. Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened. Well, not as of late. Have I dreamt with anyone from like a long time ago? Not really. Half the time I don't remember my dreams. I always have to ask. I think I mentioned this in the last live we did. I'd be like, help me remember. If you have any messages, like, please help me remember. That's the other thing. But yes, celebrities, like, it's been a long time, but I know I've dreamt with celebrities before. Like, yeah. Like, I'm manifesting this soul session with Anthony Ramos. Everybody knows that I love Anthony Ramos. But I literally have had dreams with him. They're not sexual, though.
Uh-huh.
Like, him and I are hanging out. Like, he's my friend. Like, and I remember one specifically where we're sitting here watching, like, TV. And he's hanging out with me. And then he goes out to the front of my house because there's, like, reporters there. And he's supposed to do, like, an interview. And I'm like, what is going on? I've had like dreams like that, but it's not sexual.
What is it about him that you like so much?
I think it's that. It's his story. It's really his story. I'm really, really like interested in like having a conversation with him about his life story. Like having like his dreams, like his original dream, like didn't happen. And then that brought him to where he is now. There was like a complete pivot that he never even thought of. And now he's like an actor and like singing and all that. But I was really drawn to him when I heard him tell his story. And, at a concert, I wound up going to see a show of his here, And once I heard that, I was like, I got to have a conversation with this guy. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's just like, I want to talk to him about his life.
Yeah, and you're over here dreaming about talking to him, having a conversation, chilling with him. So that's cool.
Yeah, and I'm not the only one. That's the thing. Like, I've had people like out of nowhere like send me a message like, oh my God, I had a dream with you and Anthony Ramos that you guys were friends, like literally, like out of nowhere. And I'm just like, what is happening? But yeah. But like, as far as like a sexual dream, nah, it's been like, I can't remember the last time I had one with like a celebrity or something. Like, nah. But I had when I was younger. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't really dream about celebrities, like having intimate relationships with them. Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't have anybody really like, I used to like have a crush on Channing Tatum though. Woo. But anyway, that's a whole other life. That's a whole other life, y'all.
Or like Jason Momoa. Oh my God. He's hot.
I don't know where this life is going right now. No, but I just asked a bunch of men if they dream like this. All right. Oh, okay, D. D, do you have a dream you want interpreted or no? I ask him because he's always ready to hop on a lot.
I know he is.
Jason is newly single. Oh my God. I love how everybody knows this though. But you see, everyone sent me messages when Anthony Ramos, who was engaged, and they broke up. And everybody was DMing me. I thought it was the funniest thing. Like, go get your man. And I'm like, you guys like totally missed the whole point of like why I keep saying I want to like have this session, this soul session with Anthony Ramos. But all right. I was like, I don't understand. Like, that's not what it's about, but okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. But
I don't know, guys.
how was this new moon for you though? Let's just have a little conversation on this before we get off this. How was the new moon for you? Like the one that just passed. I felt very emotional with this energy when it just happened.
Yeah, I did too. Usually like my dreams are intense. Lately I can say like my birthday's next week. Every time I hit a birthday, I'm presented with new gifts of some sort. And they don't tell me what it is. It's just a dream of them giving me something. Like sometimes it could be like a key, like a real ancient looking key. It can be like a wand that's like lit up and they're like here. A couple of nights ago, it was like a goodie bag and like everybody, and it was a classroom. So every time I dream of a classroom, it's something that I need to learn. And
I love that.
everybody had like little goodie bags, but there was only 2 bags that had a special like surprise in there. And so I randomly got a bag and I sat down and I opened it, and there was people, you know, like other people there. They opened their bag and they were like, I didn't get it. And then I opened my bag and it was in there. And I was so excited. And so I got up and I went to the teacher and I was like, I got it. It's in my bag. So I took everything out and I showed it to her. And then she looked at me and she, you know, she kind of just went close to me and she said, because it's for you. That's for you to use. And I was like, okay. And I was so excited. But to know what that gift is, I don't know. So that happens pretty much. It's been consistent every birthday. So the past 3-4 years.
Wow. I love that. That's deep.
Yeah, it's you know, things happen like that. And so I also had another dream that, I mean, I wasn't even told what it was, but it was like something with like the government, like that cannot be let out. Like, no, like monitoring everything and it's not going to be leaked out.
Wow.
Stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, well, thank God I don't know what that is. Like, just random stuff like that. And then the things that I do see, I won't talk about that have to do with that, like government stuff. I won't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. We don't need to.
Mm-mm.
We don't need to.
Nope. I'm like, okay.
D,
Yeah.
oh, D, you gonna share a dream, D? It says like D-mails will pop on for 3 minutes. You have to send me a request though, I think, D, because for some reason it's not letting me add you on for you to join the live. You gotta request it. Mad annoying, but that's what's happening. So whenever I see that pop up, I'll add him. That's actually pretty cool, pretty intense. Like I recently had a dream too where it was like the life review, but they were showing me, for some reason, like I knew what it represented. Like I knew they were sitting there to talk to me about my health. And it was like, if you see, like, they're going to show you a bunch of like foods. And if you see something that's like not good, you know, like more than 2 or something, like you 2 and up or something like that, you got to work on your health. And they showed me like 2 things are like fried food. And like, it was like salad juice, here's fried chicken, here's fried this. And I'm like, oh, I got to do like a detox. Like I knew right away. So I picked up that message. So I'm working on that.
That's cool.
Let me-
What you see, it's like symbols. Like that's how they talk. That's how they communicate. And you have to know
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And it was during a dream, and I woke up, and I see how I'm saying this to you, and a lot of times I don't remember. I remember that. I remember everything, all about the dream, and I got it. I was like, all right, I get it. I need like a detox, and I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Let me add emails. Yeah. So my Gemini twin is hopping on, and he's going to share his a dream with us.
Yo, what up? What up? You can hear me? What's good? What's good? Part of my football gear right now, man. The game is about to start. I'm about to go run outside and watch this game. I got a lot of money on this game. This game is about to be crazy. I wish I would have had a dream about this game. Could have put some more money on it. Could have put some more money on it. But yeah, nah, like what I was gonna say about it. First of all, yo, the chat went the conversation went way left. I was asking some of the homies like, yo, do y'all dream these X-rated things like this? It was like, nah, like not since high school or college. So I don't know. Maybe this is a ladies thing. I don't know. Like, you know, when things are not being taken care of, the mind just start, you know, wander into the places that will take care of it, maybe, you know? But yeah, but like in terms of like dreams, me personally, I don't dream. I don't dream very often. And when I do, it's a very specific dream. That's very clear. I don't even have to wonder about what the message is. The message has always been very, very clear and very direct. But what I did want to put out for people is just a better understanding, because I think people are just lost when it comes to dreams. Like, what are dreams? Where do they come from? So I just wanted to kind of just hop in real quick and just provide some clarity so people can have a different mindset as it pertains to dreams. If I can, if that's cool, if that's cool. And then you guys let me know if it makes sense.
You're already on here.
So my idea about dreams is this, right? Like, the closest thing to death that we could experience while we're alive is sleeping, right? Like, when we sleep, that's the closest thing that we could physically experience to death. So in my experience with the few dreams that I've had and throughout the course of my adulthood, is that what I've gathered is that when you dream, it's literally just your soul, your energy, or whatever you want to call it, your spirit, whatever, right? In a middle place. And I believe our physical body is in this realm. Then we can go in the next space where it's pretty much a middle ground, if you will. And then there's and then there's the actual afterlife, right? So the afterlife can't come back to the physical, and the physical can't go to the afterlife. So we could mingle with each other in the middle. So this is where you meet, your energy goes to meet with people that has passed on. So you can clearly communicate with them. If there's anything that they want to express to you, put you at ease, put you at rest, they can do so in this neutral space, if you will, right? Now, when it comes to your dream, and a lot of folks came on here and was like, oh, it felt so real, it felt so real. Me personally, I believe it is real. So what happens is, think about your body. Your eyes physically can only see but so far down the block, right? Like, your vision can only literally physically see but so far. However, when you're resting, your soul, your energy, your spirit has the ability to move past where your physical body can't go. So it would see things, it would experience things, it collects certain information, and it comes back to the body with this information. Now, because the body is so used to just aligning with things that happens in reality, your conscious self questions that, right? So now when your conscious self questions that, it's like, okay, was that real? Did that really happen? And all it is just your soul traveling down a space, witnessing some things, hearing things, gathering information, and trying to guide you accordingly. Now, it's up to you to trust that instinct or not, but those who do typically trust what they felt in those dreams, oftentimes they do come to fruition. Sin was also speaking about Anthony. I personally believe if you've had those dreams, if other people had experienced those dreams with you in that same capacity, I truly believe that at some point in time, you will cross paths with this individual, because that's multiple spirits literally witnessing the same thing. And I don't think that's a mistake, right? So that's just my quick, thought on, dreams and where they come from and what they mean. It's just literally just your soul and your energy just able to get outside of yourself while the body is resting and recharging, collecting information, experiencing different things, and then coming back to home base, if you will, and then just sharing that with you. And that's why it feels like deja vu. I've had those type of things where I've had a dream and I was wearing one particular outfit. Say, for example, I had the dream on a Monday, just to throw a day out there. and then I'll go to wear the outfit when I wake up on a Tuesday, and then I feel like I already wore it, and I will put it in the laundry. I'll put it in the laundry and everything, and I was like, wait, that I didn't wear this yesterday. Like, you know what I mean? And I only knew that because I saw a picture of myself the day before. So that's how vivid and how real it felt, to the point where I took the outfit that I didn't wear and put it in my dirty clothes bin. You see what I'm saying? And then what happened the following week, I actually wore that outfit, and exactly what happened in the dream took place the entire day. So that's when I knew, like, oh, okay, like this is serious, amongst other things that I've experienced, you know, in Dreamland. But yeah, hope that makes sense to everybody. You can let me know what you think, and then I'll get the hell out of my way.
Thank you for sharing that. I like to hear, you know, a male's perspective. You normally don't get males that come up here and just talk about things, so it's nice to hear it. But yeah, like we are all spirit, you know. Before this, and we come into this body, we're still spirit. We are divinely connected. You know, when we go to sleep, this is our time where our thoughts, like our worries, are out of our head. This is a time where we relax. We are able to communicate easier. So that's why that communication takes place. When we get messages, it's easier. It comes in that way. We're not dealing with this 3D world over here. And we do these timeline jumps, you know. That's why we're able to see, like, sometimes past lives or future things that are happening, because there's no sense of time. So you are able to see your life that's happening right now at the same time, or traveling to a different planet, or talking to a past loved one. I mean, it's so big. Like, there's so much that is out there that we don't even know. You know, we're constantly learning. But yes, we are so much connected to the other side, and they're here with us all the time. It's just getting in that mind frame. And meditation is supposed to help get those messages in, because that's, in a sense, right, like dreaming, like clearing the mind, calming down, raising your vibration, because they're in a high vibing area. Like, they operate high vibes. Earth is not. Earth is very dense. So, you know, you can deal with, you know, high energies, low energies, and then you have to get into boundaries and things like that if you're not comfortable with seeing dark things. All of that it's so much that goes into this. And, you know, there's people who have attacks in their dreams, and that gets intense, and they don't understand why. And there's just so much. Yes. And that happens to me. It happened to me a few days ago. But that's part of what I'm okay with, because when I dream for people, I am okay with seeing the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, I have to know what they are dealing with. So that just comes with it. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. That was, like, so insightful.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hit me with it, Sam. Hit me with it. Where your feedback at?
No, I agree with like pretty much all that was said. Like, the whole astral traveling, you know, we leave our body and we're able to go explore. Some of us just have difficulty remembering what it is that we're exploring. So I always love to hear when, like you just said, I always remember my dreams. I don't. You know?
Like, and they're like very clear. Like, honestly, I could remember almost every dream that I've ever had. Like, they're very, very detailed and extremely specific. Because I didn't catch her name. What's her name? I'm sorry.
Vanessa.
To Vanessa's point, like, because I meditate a lot. Most of the time I meditate in the morning and at night, because I refuse to go to sleep angry or like feeling some type of way about my day. I just had a very, very close friend of mine pass away last week in his sleep. And this is the reason why I tell people, look, don't go to sleep angry. Like, always go to sleep, you know, peaceful, you know, calm, because you never know. If you don't want to wake up, you don't want your soul to be trapped in the space of discomfort, you know, uproar, torment, you know, frustration, whatever, because I believe whatever energy you are in when you pass is what you're going to be stuck in. And then to Sin's point, I think that's when you get looped back into this life to correct that. Like you see what I'm saying? Like at some point you get to live again to correct those things. I truly believe that. But when you are at peace with your mission here and what you've been accomplishing up until the day that you transition, I think that your soul really gets the opportunity to rest. So with that being said, for me, I've always made a conscious effort, especially in my adult life, to calm myself and relax and decompress from the day. So I believe that that's the reason why most often, 95% of the time, I just simply do not dream at all. Like I'm in a state of straight rest and unconsciousness and just relaxation. And then when I wake up, I'm awake, I'm fully recharged, I feel great. But then there's those moments where there are things that are, weighing on me, or, there's a message that I need to receive from someone that was extremely close to me that passed on, and they are able to meet me in that space because to Vanessa's point, my reception is not clouded, right? Like my cell towers, if you will, is not being hindered because I'm at a place of high vibrations. I'm not distracted by drugs, alcohol, sex, all of these other things that people are distracted by, and they can't get these vibrations from the other side. Once those things are in check, that's when you're able to explore that realm freely when necessary. But when you're going through a lot of things, I think that's something that really blocks you from your ability to communicate in that existence. So I think that's why it's very, very important for people to balance themselves, meditate, find the even ground, find some peace, find some calm while they're still in this existence, so they can get those little indicators from, the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, I personally feel this. Thank you for sharing, your thoughts and your beliefs. Always, this, twin. I personally feel like, before we come here, like we decide what we're coming here to learn. We decide, like, we already know, like, we have our soul family, who we're going to connect with here and how I'm going to connect with whomever. That's my belief. Like, so I understand all that. I do believe in past life. I do believe in multiple lives. I believe we have a choice. That's why I be saying my soul is tired. I need a break because of that, because I feel like I've been here probably one too many times, or maybe I've been dealing with like the same lessons and it's finally coming, I'm starting to learn it now. I'm starting to feel more at peace. But the way that you mentioned, like, how people pass, is what they take, like when they transition. I used to believe that. I used to believe that. Really quickly, I had a younger brother that passed 2 weeks after his first birthday. And from what I understand, the situation surrounding that was my aunt, and she rested in peace too. Her and her boyfriend were like bickering, and she was babysitting, and my little brother was crying, and he started yelling at him, like really like went off on him. And then they put him to sleep, and he didn't wake up after that. Like, wow. He transitioned from that energy right there. So for me, it was like, damn, like that's why he left, like they scared him to death, like literally. But then as time goes on and I learn more about like, spiritualism and all that, and I'm a spiritualist now, I feel like he actually decided to kind of like check out at that time, even though that's the circumstance surrounding it. I mean, it's not like it helped. That was good energy. But I feel like he checked out because, I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, at the time, his mom and my dad, like, hot mess. Sorry. And, in a way, it was like, now I believe like, that was probably a blessing on his part. Like he didn't have to deal with half the stuff that I've dealt with or what I've witnessed and whatever else. But I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents like around that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sometimes people transition and they take things. Yeah, because sometimes, you could read for someone, Vanessa, I'm sure you've dealt with this too. Like you'll read for someone and somebody from the other side, comes through and they're talking about like unhappiness and things like that. And sometimes it's almost like they are like in between, like, or they're not sure, like they've transitioned. But then you do have people that come over that will say, hey, don't worry. Like I didn't feel anything. I'm not in pain. I didn't suffer. Like they died. Like, and it makes you think, and that's the other belief is that like something tragic is going to happen to you. Like your soul literally pops out at that time. Cause this is like your soul has all the answers. So it knows when it's going to die. So like if you're gonna get, God forbid, something tragic like getting hit by a truck, let's say, or something like really bad car accident, it's like your soul hops out of your body when it happens. So then they'll come and be like, nah, I'm fine. I didn't feel anything. It's cool. Like, you know, and you'll get that through a reading. So there's a lot, you know, around that. That's why I love like what you know, what you shared with us, T, because that's a whole other perspective. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah. So I just wanted to, you know, share like some of my beliefs as far as that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no, I think that actually goes hand in hand in what I'm saying. You know, because, you know, for example, if someone passes in a truck, you know, accident, or like let's say for example like Kobe, right, like in a helicopter accident, like a freak accident, but
yeah.
he was aggressively pursuing things and creating things, and you know was really pouring into his daughter that passed with him, Gigi, like helping her work on her craft. Like there was so many different projects that he was working on. I don't know the man personally, but just from the outside looking in, there was a lot going, a lot, you know, being created, a lot being worked on. So I think it's safe to say that, you know, he was in a state of peace, of creativity, you know, a place of vision, right, where he was looking to contribute to not only his family, but, you know, people outside of his family and ultimately the world at large, right? So
Right.
even passing away in a tragic accident like that, I think his soul was at peace with what it was able to deliver and accomplish up until that moment. So I would assume that in those situations, to your point, 100%. But what I was alluding to is where people are constantly holding grudges, constantly arguing with a spouse or a significant other, and then they go to sleep like that, right? Or they constantly like feel some type of way about family members, or they're holding on to things that happened to them a decade before. Like all of that bitterness,
All the
all of
time.
that animosity, that, and you go and you transition with that in you, I think that goes with you. I truly think that goes with you. I think that's why it's important for people to let those type of feelings and emotions go while you're still in the flesh. Because my personal belief about heaven and hell is the state of your soul when you're here. So if you exit with that hatred, that animosity, the grudges, all of these different terms, if you exit in that energy, that's your hell, because I feel like your soul is going to be stuck in that frame for however long it's in the other side. And that's torturous. You don't want to wake up like that every day. And,
That's like
and,
let's
and,
learn what you were here.
exactly. And the reverse of that. And the reason why I feel that way is because I always related to what I can personally experience. And the closest thing that we can experience is sleep to death, right? So think about the times you went to bed literally angry at someone, frustrated or pissed off, or you felt like they did you dirty. You wake up, even if you get 8 hours, you still wake up, bags under your eyes, unrested, pissed off. Whether you have your coffee or not, you want to curse somebody out, your whole next day is disrupted. Shit, it messes up some people week because they didn't let it go, right? Versus the time that you sit back and be like, you know what? It's not that serious. That person is a jerk. It is what it is. That's who they are. You let it go. You get your rest, right? And you wake up the next day, you feel fresh, you feel rejuvenated, you back, you communicating, you laughing, you cracking jokes. That's the same way. That's the same, I believe that's the same
I get it.
thing that happens when you pass. So
I
that's
get
why I say, like, the same way you don't want to go to sleep pissed off is the same way you don't want to die pissed off. That's what I'm trying to communicate.
Human experience, you know, being a human here on earth, we are going to have all types of emotions. There is no perfect person. Even as spiritual people, we get mad, you know. I think there's a perception that we don't mess up because we know to do the right things and all this stuff. But you know what? We're humans. We react and we get mad and we cry and we say things we shouldn't say sometimes. And that's just part of the learning experience here.
Yeah.
So when we go to sleep and we're upset and we had a bad day or we take it out on somebody, and if we happen to pass away in our sleep, I believe that it's nothing bad that goes, because that is a human earth feeling. There is not that feeling there. Like in heaven, it is all pure love, light. There's nothing dark or dense, because anger is probably like the dense thing out there. None of that takes place over there, and we're all spirit, and we all learn, and we're all forgiven, and you know, it's a different vibration, it's a different feeling than what it is here. And you know, when I dream, and I don't remember all my dreams every single day. Do I dream? Yes. Sometimes I don't choose to remember. I do work on other planes, so I have been someone else's guide in another timeline, where I'm actually telling him in his ear that he needs to slow down because he is driving too fast. I mean, I do work on other planes, and so when I wake up, I'm extremely tired because I didn't really rest. So there's things that I leave there on that side, and I don't necessarily bring it here because it's not for here. But yeah, I mean, this is so interesting. I guess we can talk forever on this stuff.
I know, but we gotta like get going.
Bro, Pack is about to play. I gotta get up out of here. I
Thank
got
you,
some
Z.
shillings. I got some shillings on this game, so I gotta get up out of here. But
Thank you,
appreciate you guys.
man. Bye. Vanessa. Oh my God, this was so much fun. Thank you. We ran a little over, but I didn't want to interrupt because that was a good ending to our live.
Yes. I love this. It's all random.
Yeah, I know. Yes, Ray, it is okay to astral project. Yes. Astral travel. Go get out there. Go
check out the world.
Go out there and explore. You'll still be attached to your body. You know, you'll be able to get back in there. But thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate this so much. I'm sure we'll do another live at another time. Like, I would love to do that, even if it's another topic. Really, really love my conversations with you.
I love it.
Really.
Thank you so much. Love you, girl.
Thank you. I love you too, beautiful girl. We'll talk soon. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you guys for coming on, and I'll see you guys on Monday night. Besitos, guys. Bye.